Here what you are looking at is an electric commercial vehicle manufacturing plant based out of Palwal, Haryana. Hi, I am Kriti Saraya from ET Manufacturing, giving you insights how an electric vehicle startup, Euler Motors, manufactures its top-selling product, high load. Today we have with us Saurav Kumar, the founder and the CEO of Euler Motors with us. So, Saurabh, what are the new emerging trends you have observed in the electric commercial vehicle market?
So if I look at the India context, there are multiple trends that we have seen. One is in terms of vehicle format. So early parts of the last 10 years that has happened was predominantly dominated by your three-wheelers. Recently, we have been seeing other form factor of vehicle also coming in where your four-wheeler smaller for last mile. Then we are also seeing some of the mid-miles. The competition amongst multiple OEMs entering the market is the second thing that we are seeing. Earlier, it was few OEMs trying to get in. Euler was one of the earliest in this, but now I've seen that there were multiple, more than 15 to 20 CS player that we are tracking in this industry. Fast charging is the another trend that we have seen, that more and more fast charging ecosystem players are coming in, setting up the charging station. There are vehicles that are also coming with liquid cooling and fast charging. So those are very important technology trend that we have seen. Uh, Globally, what I have seen is that there is focus on like larger trucks, and within that I've seen both your electric vehicle sort of industry, and then there's also hydrogen fuel cell based trucks. So that is one thing that I have seen that is happening other than the EV form factor of the vehicle that's predominantly driven in India right now. On another point which I see in both these markets working really well is the software impact. The earlier, if you see commercial vehicles, it used to be very much about hardware performance. Recently, we have been seeing a lot of discussions on software as well coming up. For instance, whether it's your fleet management or efficiency management for your last mile. But we have also seen your ADAS related softwares coming in into your vehicles, especially bigger vehicles in India. Government of India has mandated like some of these ADAS in the vehicle. So these are very, very interesting trends that you can see happening in the commercial vehicle over the last couple of years. Primarily.
Okay. So, talking about high load, could you please shed light on its manufacturing process?
Yeah, so Hilode is one of the best, I would say, commercial vehicle built in India. I mean, when I say best, it's like not just an electric vehicle; it's the vehicle. I mean, it can carry more payload than a diesel, petrol engine vehicle or a CNG vehicle. So that comfort, what Euler customer gets from an Euler vehicle is the payload carrying capacity, the highest range, and then the fast charging. These are the three things that they get. In terms of manufacturing, we typically have three lines over here. First is your sheet metal line, where we build the entire body, BIW, body in white is what we call of the vehicle. So it starts with your sheet metal components of the chassis. It goes through the mainline fixtures. You then build the cabin parts, and eventually you have a one structure where your chassis and cabin is integrated into one format. Then that goes for painting. Then in your second line is the battery assembly line, where your components come here and we assemble and manufacture the entire battery pack in house. These are all camera based, machine learning based systems for quality integration is there. We build the entire battery pack, we validate it here. Then in the third line, where your body in white, which has come from the first line, and the battery coming from the second line, they get integrated in the what we call as a TCF line. Here your trims and your entire body is like sort of built. So all of your plastics, your battery, motor, powertrain, harness, your chargers, controllers, all of that gets integrated on the TCF line. And at the end of the line, when your vehicles is fully built, there is a dyno on which the vehicle goes through and gets validated against certain parameters that we are looking for. It could be your checks related to speed, acceleration, braking. So we check these. Then it goes to a PDI station, which is like pre-delivery inspection, where in a good lighting condition, we look at like entire vehicles sort of aesthetics. There is a underbody check that if everything at the bottom of the vehicle is looking fine, and if all of those basic parameters are okay, then the vehicle goes on a testing track. On this testing track, there are inclination built for the vehicle to go on a ramp. Then there is a water wading in which the vehicle has to go through a waterlogged, like in India you will find all these waterlogged streets. So we have those similar sort of I mean, I would say test environment. Then there are these roads where they have to go through the, once they have gone through all of that test, and then the manual and then a computer is also looking at all of the data in the backend, they all both together gives a go ahead. Then there's a final computer based visual inspection that happens, and after that it goes to the final delivery. It could be to the retail customers through our showrooms, or it could be the institutional customers, or to our dealer partner where they then are selling the vehicle to the next customer. So that's all your manufacturing that looks like.
Okay, great. So, how much investment is needed in this plant and what is its capacity?
So roughly, we have invested initially 100 crores in this plant, and some of them went into your tooling of the line, whether it was the sheet metal components, your lights, harnesses, so tooling across your component. Then setting up the BIW line where you had these fixtures and all of these components, weld lines, your guns, all of that that went on it. Then we set up the main vehicle assembly and the battery line. So it was investment across those lines, then machineries, equipment, some of the working capitals to rotate the enough inventory that was there. So that's primarily where our major investment went into. Vehicle in this factory, we have a capacity to do 1,000 to 1,200 vehicle in a single shift, roughly amounting to 36,000 vehicle in an annual capacity. So if you look at our history also, last couple of years, I mean, 22 we did roughly 300 vehicles. Then we did in 23 roughly 900, and then last year we did around 3,600 vehicles. So this was built in a way that in the coming year we see that from ramping from 5,000 to 10,000, this factory would be able to take care of the load for the next coming couple of years.
Okay. So, do you use AI in your manufacturing?
Yes, so there are multiple, I think, locations that we can see. One would be primarily where we do AI-based quality controls. We do that significantly. So what we have observed is that if you look at quality controls, which has been developed so far, a lot of it has been very physical measurements of the devices or of the components or the readings that you are getting and then inputting them. Recently, we have seen that in EVs, you have a lot of electronics and battery related components where some of them are so critical. For instance, we are one of the India's first liquid cooled like vehicle. Our battery packs are liquid cooled. There's a liquid that goes through battery. Even if there is, if one battery that has liquid leakage, it could lead to a catastrophic sort of fire. So to make sure that every battery goes through detection test where there are pressure decay, there's water ingress. There are multiple tests that are there within their assembly lines. We look at computer vision based detecting techniques to understand that there are these batteries conform to the designs that we have looked at. We parallelly also, when the vehicle goes for these test run, we are parallelly looking at all of these data at a vehicle assembly level as well. What was, when you brake, did it brake at the right distance? When it was going up the incline, did the motor produce the right torque? Because at the end of the day, you shift the vehicle, and if the vehicle is not able to climb, then those are the challenges where we can very easily eliminate inequality through software. So multiple critical tests of batteries, your vehicle assembly list, then electronics related component tests we use AI a lot to predict any of these errors in manufacturing. Otherwise, also we have a lot of other AI stack across our value chain, whether it's in the preventive maintenance or in service or in terms of vehicle financing. So we do across AI implementation, but primarily from a manufacturing, these are where we use.
Okay. So how do you maintain the safety check for it for the workers?
So safety is very very important, and I would say that when we were going through this manufacturing factory setup, one thing that I understood was, of course, the traditional safety, the way your mechanical, electrical was important, but the electrical aspect of that is further, I would say, added when you come to electric vehicle. You have high voltage battery packs. You have those can be even more fatal to a small, let's just say, I mean, any incident is not good, but the awareness of EVs are much lesser. So we do it in a three-step process. So one is the training part, wherein all the candidates they have to mandatorily go through a mechanical and electrical sort of training. We call that center Kamartaj. It's from the Marvel movies where younglings are trained to become like future sorcerers, but in a good way. So we have one training school where we train them for the mechanical and electrical electronic safety. We also teach them the importance of all these safety sort of aspects of equipment. So second is the equipment part, like you can't enter certain stations without having a proper PPE kits with the helmets or the glasses or the shoes. You need to have those. So that's the second part to avoid if something happens, then how do you minimize that risk? And third is the process, transparent process where every week and every month they look at like what how many accidents had happened, if there are any incident, if not, yes, no, then there's an RCA, and they're transparently placed at each of the stations. So it's not something that it's in a file that you get. It's something that we would like to put it up front so that people are aware that this is something very important to us as a company, where these vehicles are built in the right fashion and way.
Okay, great. So what is high load for you, considering that it's Euler Motors' top selling product?
So for us, see, Euler Motors, I mean, one of the things that I will tell you, every product that we build, I mean, there's a soul that we attach to the product. Like there is I mean, in the development process, every aspects of the thing, we actually spend a lot of time so that it does stand out when it goes to the market. Euler, especially in high load, had seen that kind of success that we were hoping for. We have become the third largest OEM in every city that we go. Typically, we have 25% of the market share that we have been expand. We've already expanded now to like roughly 22 cities. And even in the last month, we had seen roughly 23% market share. So Euler has definitely created that product based brand where people appreciate the product that we have given, and this product has also fetched very very high, I would say, secondary market value. Like today, you won't be able to find a like a secondary value Euler standing still. People will fetch it up very very quickly. So in Euler high load, we have seen that initial success. We have understood a lot about, I would say, manufacturing. So not everything, I would say, has been rosy. There has been throughout the journey, there are things that we could have done, let's just say, more better, and understood customer expectations even better. So but what is great about us is that every single day we try to take that feedback in and try to make sure that the next action that we take care of some of these customer interests, some of our partner interests. So Highload had stood that test of time. I really hope that this grows from here to become one of the best sort of commercial vehicle across all the Indian states and some of the global markets as well. And hopefully, as we build the newer products, some of the same ethos we can reflect in that. So.
Okay. What is Euler Motors' strategy for this financial year, and how much revenue are you targeting?
So, on an annual basis, we are definitely looking to reach somewhere 250 crores of revenue. Last year, we did somewhere 177 crore, and prior to that, we had been close to 40 crores. So we have been on a good ramp. Given that subsidy has been something that has uh, uh, we are still looking at months where we have bit of uncertainty. So depending on how that goes, we have put a target of at least like 250 crores that we should be doing. We are looking to sell close to 5 to 6,000 vehicles this year. So this is also that beginning of like that journey where we get to not just like 5-10 cities, but we are already at 20 cities. We would be looking at 40 cities expansion toward the end of the year. So it will become a very, very pan-India sort of a brand. It's not something that you only find in a tier 1 cities. We have gone to all the tier 2, tier 3 cities across.
Here, after spending 4 days in the manufacturing plant, now the high load is ready for its inspection, after which it will be rolled out in the Indian market. Thank you for watching this video. For more such content, keep following ET Manufacturing.